Let me know. Not muted this time. And last time. Frost tolerant, it says. "68 days. I'll try. Some lettuce would be nice. What else do I got? Market more. Ah. Ha ha ha. Market more. Now how many? Watercress. Watercress. Let's see. Harvest in about 60 days. I'll try this watercress. Corn dent. Ah, I guess this I have 2 of. Corn dent. Look how beautiful this corn is. Look how beautiful that corn is. Quite a bit of corn. I'm gonna plant that all in my right-of-way next year. I cannot wait. I'm excited about planting the right-of-way. Got broccoli. Oh, this has seen better days. What else do we got here? Chioggia beets. I just did that. This is bean pole. I don't know where I'm gonna plant those. I already have some beans started though. Pea snow. Is this snow pea? Yummy. Awesome. I didn't do any of this purple cauliflower. How beautiful is that? Did I already plant some? Maybe I did. Purple cauliflower. I don't know. I'm gonna try this another time. I'll just hang out for a little. What else we got? We got more broccoli. Hello. I'm just going through my seed collection here. Food gardening. I've apparently acquired a very large collection of seeds. And because I only ever plant half of it at a time. Hello, hello. And because I only plant half of it at a time, it means I always have more. I only plant half of these, if not less, because of the variety. I want more variety in my garden. What are you guys excited about? Are there any seeds that you're curious about, that you want to see, that you haven't seen before and want to see? I'd be happy to, I probably have them here. I can show you what they look like. Those are pole beans. This one's bean pole, yard-long beans. I'll show you what this looks like. Ta-da! They're red. They almost look like kidney beans. Let's see if I can hold it up. They almost look like kidney beans. Ta-da! So those were yard-long red noodle beans. These are great for summertime, so not something that I'd be planting now. What else I got? I got bean pole, more pole beans. These are brown. More pole beans. What else I got here? Oh, these are some free packets. You get free packets of seeds. What do I got? I got alesum. Oh, calendula. Oh, I'm really excited to find these. Okay, let me see if I can plant this. This one. Oh, I got starflower. Okay, zinnias. Okay, so calendula. Plant 2 to 3 weeks. Let's see. I think I'm gonna have to start this in spring. Yeah, I'm gonna have to start this in spring. But yes, awesome. Now that I know that I have these, what's alesum? Are there any seeds that you're excited about, curious about? Probably have them here. Gosh, I have a ridiculous seed collection and just not enough time to start all this. Amaranth. I didn't even know I had this. This is a packet from the Chinese grocery store. We'll eat this in stir fry. Basil, of course. Look, here's another free seed packet. Basil, of Italian large leaf basil. What else we got here? Basil, sweet basil again. What's this one? This one's wildflower seeds. Wildflower seeds. Hello, hi. Hi, Yair. I'm just going through my seed collection here. I've got quite a bit. If you guys can't see, look at this. Look at all this. It's like a ridiculous amount. Hello, hi. Anyway, so I am, appreciate the compliment, going through my seed collection here. Are you guys interested in, do you guys food garden? That's why you guys are in this chat, right? I mean, that's how you're even finding me. I got spinach. Spinach is somewhat a pain to grow. My biggest challenge is getting grass-feed dirt to grow in. I got some zucchini I soaked. Lots of seeds. I got collard greens. I mean, like a ridiculous amount. Like I was saying, I never plant these seeds all at once because I want more variety. Variety is what makes us feel rich, right? Not all of the same crop. So there's collard greens. I have cauliflower that I've started. It's still very baby. I don't know. I'm going to get a greenhouse together. That's what I'm telling myself. I've got bean bush. Maybe I should start these. Let's see. When does this harvest by? In 60 days. I got to start these now. You've tried, you tried growing cucumbers with my son this past May. And how was it? How was it? How was your cucumbers? I recently learned that cucumbers have a lifespan of about 3 months. So when mine died, I was really sad. I thought I'd done something wrong, but no. Plants, like humans, get old and then are more susceptible to disease and then die. So there's this that I won't be planting now, but good to know that I have it. I also have a lot of peppers. These are not ideal to grow right now just because the season is short. Here in North Texas, we'll get frost at about November. Not great. Oh, they got big, but no cucumbers. Oh, okay. The thing I learned about cucumbers is you need good sun. Anytime it's a bigger fruit, like cucumber, watermelons especially, or eggplant, you need really good sun, like 8+ hours of sun. So think about that because the plant has to grow and then the fruits have to grow. Keep that in mind. Try that again. And by 8 hours of sun, that means 8 hours of direct sun, meaning the leaf should have direct sun on it from the hours of, let's say, like 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. at night, which now that it's winter, it's going to be even shorter. Or we're approaching when it's going to be even shorter. I had okra. I'm not going to be planting this now, but just showing off the ones that I have. Let's see, what would I be planting now? More okra. This sunflower I already have. Oh, but this one's the mammoth one, the one that people like to roast and then eat. I have a lot of sunflowers that I have planted out there, but they're just the smaller variety. This one looks like it's going to be mammoth. I'm going to try this in spring. I got lots of peppers in here. There's serrano peppers. Right now is not the time for me to be planting them though. Golden peppers. So there's the yellow bell peppers. I recently started some orange ones from store-bought actually, and it did sprout. So maybe if I can grow them big, I'll be able to have something to share. Oh, this is the cucumber variety that I was growing for these past 3 months. It's a snacking cucumber variety. Look at these, look at these. I'm gonna try these next year. Oh, I got like way too many peppers. Oh, snow peas, snow pea. Sugar, I gotta plant these soon. Plant this soon. Let's see, there's, ooh, wildflower hummingbird mix. Isn't that pretty? The one thing that I learned though is I don't really like too much color, because then it makes your garden look like a clown when there's too many colors. What is y'all's thoughts? Too much color kind of makes it look obnoxious, right? There's also this. Is this one a baby one? This one's a baby one. This is obviously not the time to plant as well. What else do we got? Oh, lots of stuff. Oh, carrots, black carrots or purple carrots. I should try to grow these. There's honeydew, honeydew. More honeydew. I'm gonna start this. Radishes. Oh, I gotta start radishes soon. Let's put radishes in. Cantaloupe. Cantaloupe, not the season. I already tried to grow some celery, so hopefully it'll grow. Ooh, some more snow peas. I gotta grow more of these. I gotta get my trellises out there. I'm just tired thinking about all the work that needs to be done. More radish. I need to make room in my garden for all this stuff that I want to grow. That's my biggest thing right now. Making room for all these things that I want to grow. More bush beans. I need to grow more of these. Swiss chard. I already started some of these. Whew, I feel tired just talking about all this. I feel tired talking about all these things that I need to start. Anyways, do you guys food garden? And what are you guys growing right now? I have a bunch of things that I want to start, but my biggest challenge is getting the space. I have to compete with the, oh, and I also want to start this lettuce as well. 2 to 4 weeks before your average frost date. Sow in fall and winter for cool season harvest. Yeah, so I'm thinking about this. These seeds are so tiny though. I need to find a good way to keep them. That's where the hydroponics, I started hydroponics. I'm starting that. And I'm gonna try and see if I can grow things in that, just to get it started before planting them in soil. Spinach. Gosh, so many things to grow in so little time. Are there any seeds you guys are interested in seeing or are curious about? Let's see what I got here. Got a bunch of seeds. Oh, these are cowpeas. This I'm growing. I'm growing not for the beans though, just for them as dried seeds. What else I got? Lots of things that I pulled out. There's this too. Collards. Oh my gosh, so many things to start. I feel a little overwhelmed. Okay, let's just keep it simple. Columbine. I started some of those. Okay, and this, and this, and this. Okay. Hello. Are you guys starting anything in your fall gardens? I'm in North Texas, which is why I have about 2 months more time before frost hits. And I do have a greenhouse situation that I plan to set up. So that's why I am still starting seeds. I got bush beans. The only thing is that I'm only able to grow in my front yard in the winter time because that's the only place that gets enough sun. But I'm excited. Hopefully I can keep my plants alive through winter. How amazing would that be? Usually the plants are dead come winter because the frost comes in and kills it. But I'm really hopeful about having enough space to keep my strawberries alive, to grow my plants. I'm really excited, you guys. Especially, I have these visions of cauliflower continuing to grow through winter. Like, how amazing is that? So, I don't know, do you guys have a greenhouse? Are you able to grow through winter? I'm really excited about the prospect of that. Really excited. I got this lettuce. I should probably also try and start. I think after I get off this, I'm gonna try and go into the yard and get a few of the things done. It's a little hot right now. I don't want to be sitting out there with my phone. Let me know if you guys are excited about greenhouses or anything in particular. I have this one product coming in that I'm hoping to be able to test and see how it does. I'll have to do it this winter, but at least I'll buy it and kind of get a feel for it, see how it's looking. It's going to be a smaller greenhouse, one that sits on the ground and is about 3 feet tall. And then the other greenhouse that I started last year was, I use a cattle panel trellis, and I have a bunch of plastic that I bought. So I cut the plastic and I'm putting it over my cattle panel trellis. That's what I did last year. I didn't do it in a very robust manner though, so it ended up toppling over when we had a bit of snow last year. But this year it's going to be different. I keep saying I'll make a grow box with old windows. How cool, Mr. O! That's really cool. I don't think I have the space for it, but I know exactly what you're talking about. They also call them cold frames. Love it. I don't have the place to store that. So I've got cattle panel trellises that I use in the summer and fall and spring that I just plan to reuse again for winter as the frame for my greenhouse. I do need to structure the bottom a little bit more though, so it can actually stand on its own rather than toppling over like it did last year. Yeah, okay, yeah. Love that idea. It was just like old windows, the glass that I have to worry about breaking and then storing it. It doesn't fold up very well, right? Once you've constructed it, so. Love that idea. Not for me though, but I'm excited for you and I hope you end up doing that. Because I think it's just so amazing to like see your food grow even through winter. Like everything else is dead, but you've got that one section of your garden where there's food growing. Like how amazing is that? Anyway, I'm really hopeful that I can do that this year. Really hopeful that I can do that this year. I want to have a greenhouse where I can, I don't think I'm going to have that much space. So at best, maybe, I don't know, about the size of a not a living room. I don't know, but I'll have some space that I can grow in. Some of it, which will only be 3 feet tall. I think I'm going to use that for my strawberries. And the other one I plan to use for taller vegetables like cauliflower. This will be my first time growing cauliflower, so wish me luck. Hopefully I can grow that through the winter season. But how cool would that be? How cool would that be? So cool. Sorry, I think I have like lunch still stuck in my teeth. Excuse me. Mr. O, you're saying I have to get my fall garden going this year. I'm always. And what zone are you in? I am in North Texas. So our first frost is going to be November, mid-November. And sometimes it's sooner, sometimes it's later. 7B. Okay, yeah, okay. Oh, you're even colder than I am. I'm 8A, so even colder. I'm really excited about, growing through the winter. We do get freezing temps, but usually it doesn't get below 15 here in North Texas. We have been getting more snow than usual. I don't know, climate change. But yes, we have been getting more snow and rain than usual. Are you any good at growing carrots? I always struggle growing this. And I think it's because I don't take the moist soil / loose soil seriously enough. And I also don't take the water consistently seriously either. So my carrots always end up tasting a little bit bitter, never sweet like the ones at the store. But look at how beautiful these are. This is like the purple rainbow carrots that you would get. Oh, let's see, Mr. O, you're saying, no, my soil seems to stifle them. Yes, right? Yes, exactly. That's why I feel like when it comes to carrots, you really have to be growing above the ground or have really loose soil that you never step on. And that's my problem. I'm growing a lot in ground. But maybe I'll try containers this fall. Yeah, maybe I'll try containers this fall. Now, the loose soil is like a real challenge for me though. Because I'm not the type to go buy bagged soil. I'll just take my existing soil and I'm slowly composting my kitchen scraps, and then I'll take that and I'll mend my soil with it. So in 4 years' time, hopefully my soil will look much, much, much better, but I am slowly doing that. I don't buy bagged soil or compost. Raised beds that you control. Yeah, you can control the soil better. Or even containers. Yeah, control the way the soil is. You won't be accidentally stepping on them like I do all the time. I'm working on a designated pathway, but that hasn't happened yet. I think it's also because I tell myself, I want to change up where the path is. You know how they say don't plant crops in the same location every year for pest control purposes? That's what I've got in mind. So I need to find a way to realign my walkway so that I can plant in those former walkways and change up where my crops are. I say crops, I'm not a farmer. I'm just a gardener in an urban area. So by crops, I just mean plants. But yeah, I gotta get these bush beans in the ground. 60 days. 60 days. 60 days until these are... If anyone has any tips on how to get rid of grass, I would really appreciate that. I did the cardboard method, but cardboard breaks down over time and the grass grows back. And your neighbors have grass, so their grass comes creeping over as well. I want to get rid of all the grass. Because I've noticed, I did this one video where I did a comparison of my okra. They were both planted at the same time, same size. But the one that grew with all the grass is just like, what's the best word? It's literally choked. It's literally choked by the grass. It's like a third smaller than the okra that grew in mulch that didn't have any grass at the bottom. Crabgrass, yes. Oh my gosh, I hate crabgrass. Crabgrass makes me so angry thinking about it. But then, not any better. But the little fine grass isn't good either because as soon as you pull at it, it breaks. It's like you can't really pull it. So I don't know. None of them are good. None of them are good. Oh, okay. And snow peas, I also really wanted to plant these too. But again, my problem is I have the land, but I don't have the grass, the no grass situation taken care of yet. So yeah, even when I mulch, yes, it does. Okay, so I also heavily mulch too. That reminds me, I need to do another mulch layer this season. I do, what's that called? That service, Chip Drop, which it connects you with your local arborists, and they do like a dump of wood chips on your property. That's what I usually do. And then I'll just like take my trash can bin and take the mulch and then put it in the areas that I need it, whether it's in the backyard, the side yard, or the front yard. Yep, I have that mulch problem too. No, I think the answer is cardboard and then mulch and then let it slowly break down. But then it's almost like you have to cover the entire area because if you let that cardboard, just a little bit of cardboard not cover well, that grass is gonna come back up. Grr. Anyway, you finally got some mulch this year. Excellent. Yeah, I feel like mulch is a huge answer to gardening, and you need to get it in mass. They say what 3 inches of mulch is what I've heard. 3 inches of mulch. That's quite deep. But I've heard 3 inches of mulch to stifle the weeds, just to suppress weeds, and then also allow your mulch to slowly break down over time. I'm really excited. I'm excited about the prospect of, getting more mulch in this winter. Also about that greenhouse I was talking about, which I started last year, and this year is the year where I'm going to master it better. I had these visions of cauliflower growing in it. Do you guys have any thoughts? The best sun is in my front yard. So how could I make the greenhouse look more appealing in a front yard setting? Because my backyard does not get good winter sun, so it doesn't even make sense. Like I used that space to put some of my my plants or my container pots back there, but really it was literally to protect them from the wind. There wasn't any great sun in that area. Let's see, Mr. O, you're saying, if you do no-till, you can layer mulch. Yes, that's exactly what I do. I do no-till. I do no-till. Yep. Yes, and that's what I've been doing. I've been adding mulch. Last year I didn't do the mulch thing because I didn't know where to put my mulch, but this year I think I just need to put it in my driveway. It means I won't be able to park the car, but better than no mulch. Yeah, so what are y'all's thoughts? I have this greenhouse. Okay, so I live in a more urban area, and I have a front yard area that probably has about like 500 square foot of garden space. And I'm thinking about how can I put a greenhouse out there but not make it look ugly. I feel like the answer is making it like not so high. So at best, I should have like those low greenhouses or the little hoop houses. You think that would work best? Because as soon as you start to, I was thinking of using my cattle panel trellis. As soon as you start to get too high, the greenhouse kind of looks ugly in the front yard, right? I don't know. What are y'all's thoughts? Let me know. I, in my head, am telling myself that's just ugly. But if you at least keep it lower to the ground, I think it'll be more acceptable to other people when they walk by your house and see it. I don't know, but what are y'all's thoughts? If y'all have any. I didn't mean to upload my video. Anyway, those are my thoughts. Nobody has an opinion yet. So what are y'all's thoughts? For those of you that just joined, I want to do a greenhouse situation. However, in the wintertime, I only get good sun in my front yard. So in the front of my house is where I get good sun. I wanted to be able to do a greenhouse situation, but what can I do to make it look more acceptable or presentable? I feel like the answer is to do a lower greenhouse. A greenhouse that doesn't get too tall. Like no higher than hip level or something like that. Let me know if you have an opinion or any thoughts. Like if you were to walk by a neighbor and you saw a greenhouse in the front yard, what would be an acceptable height or level without it looking just straight up out of place? Gosh, so many hopes for this winter. So many hopes. I gotta get my seeds started though. Otherwise there won't be anything to look at. Gosh. Hello. Hi. I am south. I'm North Texas. And but we still get freezes though. Because I'm north enough of Texas. Texas is huge, right? I just say, Mr. O, I don't judge, lol, do what works. Okay, thank you, Mr. O. I appreciate that. Or like, you can provide your perspective without judging. Okay, thank you. I appreciate that, Mr. O. I say that too. I might offer a perspective, but yeah, I don't judge. I was like, you do what works for you. I'm in Florida, no greenhouse here. Oh, you don't need any, you mean, yeah. The only greenhouses I've seen, it's not technically a greenhouse, it would be that for your pools. You guys have like a little greenhouse situation for your Floridian pools. That's nice. I'm excited. Yeah, so I'm gonna need a greenhouse situation. I was trying to ask the group if I did a front yard garden, or rather, I have a front yard garden, and it's the only place where I get sun in the wintertime. What kind of greenhouse situation would work for my front yard garden? I feel like a short one, like a one that's maybe 3-4 feet tall, is acceptable. So like the hoop house, I feel like that would be acceptable. I feel like anytime it starts to get a little too high, like an archway, that's when it might attract some unwanted attention, because the greenhouse can kind of look like a garbage bag, right? It's more to keep the UV and bugs out. Oh, I see. Yeah. Oh, I see. Do you have ornamentals that are evergreen? I don't. I used to have some shrubs in the front that were holly bushes, but then I cut them out because I wanted an edible garden. So I cut them all back to the ground and they don't grow anymore. I put in a fig tree instead, roses instead. Yeah, I need to work on that evergreen situation though, because the yard looks rather ugly when there's no green in the wintertime. But I already cut the holly bushes back. Let me know if you guys have suggestions on any evergreens that are, I don't know, are there edible evergreens? The only thing I can think of is like juniper, and you can't quite eat those, but you can at least use it for good smells. Yaupon holly makes tea. Oh, caffeine. Okay. That's a good one, Mr. O. Thank you. with caffeine. Okay, I don't drink caffeine though. Let's see, Jeffrey, you're saying I built an aquaponic system in my yard. Less sun is good for this. Oh, how cool. Yes, that's right. I do eventually want a pond in my backyard as well. But that's for, I don't know, 2 years down the road. First things first is I want to get chickens in the backyard. And the next would be a pond. How cool, Jeffrey. I mean, it's not, so I'm not talking like I have a whole lot of space. It's not that big. I think I only have my plot is only 6,000 square feet. So not that big. But I have hopes of having a pond back there, like a really small one. I don't know. Pine tea. Oh, how cool. Hi, Flora. Hello. Hello. I was just talking about, actually, initially I started with seeds, and then I started talking about greenhouse because I live in North Texas and it does get freezing temperatures here. So I was thinking about a greenhouse situation. I mean, how amazing is that to like see green things in wintertime? And then Mr. O, you were suggesting, yeah, evergreens. I don't have any yet, or rather, I had some hollies, but I cut them back to make room for edible fruits like figs and whatnot. But those are not evergreen. So let me think about maybe the Yaupon holly. That's a good one. It has caffeine though, and I don't drink caffeine. So I don't know. I gotta figure out a different situation. Jeffrey, you're saying you can do it cheap with an IBC. Cut it in half. It was like a 5x5. Okay. Jeffrey, I want to do something. I want to do more like a natural pond. I'd seen it somewhere where people. It's essentially a swimming pool, but you bring in the ecosystem that allows it to not use bleach, or what do they use it? What do they use in swimming pools now? They use, what's the word? It's not bleach. I cannot think of it right now. You guys know what I'm talking about. But they put chemicals in it to keep it clean. I'm thinking of using like natural ecosystems, like plants and the algae or whatever that keeps the pool clean. That is my ultimate goal, to get that type of natural pond going. That's a cool idea. You too. Yep. Nice. Yeah. Yeah, thank you, Mr. O. Chlorine. That's exactly what I was thinking of. I couldn't think of it for the moment. But yeah, like I don't want a chlorine pool. I want like a natural pond. I like your idea, Jeffrey, though. So I'll have to check that out. But I don't want to have to run a bubble system. What is that thing called? I don't want to have to run a filter system. I want it to kind of be self-sufficient. That would be a goal. Again, that's more like 3 years down the road. I'm going to work on chickens first. And then, well, greenhouse this winter. I had one last year, but it toppled over when we had a little bit of snow. So greenhouse first. How exciting. Yeah, you caught, Jeffrey, you're saying, yeah, I caught fish from local lakes and put, how cool. That's what I would like to do. So it's North Texas. I think all of our local lakes are man-made, actually. So it's not very natural in this area to have a lake or a pond. But I want to try it. I think that means I need to make it, I don't know what I'm going to do, like pretty deep though. And I'm going to need to put some sort of shade over it because, to your point, otherwise the water's just going to evaporate. I don't know. I'll have to see if my climate, because like I said, most of our lakes in our city are all man-made. Then get ducks to eat the eat the mosquitoes. Yep, yeah, Mr. O, yeah. So I want to, yeah, so maybe a duck or two, definitely chickens. Again, I only have 6,000 square feet in my plot. So I think my city says for my size, I'd probably only be able to raise 4 or 5 chickens, and that would be the limit. And that would be enough for my family of 4. So exciting to talk to you guys. You guys are just like feeding this hobby. But yeah, they say Caddo Lake is the only natural. Yes, and that's the one between Texas and Louisiana, and that is such a beautiful lake. / swamp, right? It's a swamp too. It's not even, I'm not sure this is like a lake / swamp. Beautiful. Yeah, so, okay, so that gives me a little bit of encouragement. Do they prohibit roosters? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. But, I mean, my next door neighbor is like, my door to their door is about 75 feet away. So we're like really close, and roosters can get really loud, right? I feel like the answer is no. I just remember it saying 4 to 5 chickens. And I don't think roosters are allowed just because it's a suburban / urban area. So that'll be something interesting. Anyway, greenhouse first. I gotta focus greenhouse and then chickens next spring. And then maybe the spring after that, ponds and duck. This is my 2-year plan for what I'd like to do. Very cool. So yeah, Mr. O, do you have chickens? Anyway, so these are some things that more things to grow. Seed starting is like really tiresome. I think this is why I prefer fruit trees. You don't have to do a whole lot, but there's only so much fruit you can have, and it's only seasonal, so I guess that's why I also have to start seeds. So, you need a greenhouse. You can, yes, yeah, Mr. O, yeah. Yes. I'm in an urban area, so smaller spaces. What I've been doing, like I was saying, was I use my cattle panel to grow pumpkins and squash and tomatoes, vining up it through spring, summer, and fall. And then come winter, my plan was to, and I did this last year and I plan to do it again, was to take those and just put plastic over it and use that as a greenhouse. I have 4 cattle panels, so I ended up putting them together and made like a tunnel. But it gets pretty windy in the winter here. And so they were going like this, and then there was the snow that made it topple in. We don't get snow that often, but we do every so often. And I didn't realize I had to constantly remove the snow. This coming from a place where we don't get a lot of snow. So it ended up toppling over. So this year I want to do something that's a little bit more robust. And I think the answer is going to be putting a wood frame around the bottom of it so it can't budge. Because last year all I did was some stakes and it ended up toppling over. Yeah, so a greenhouse that I can pull down and then put back up. That's what I want to be able to do. That's the plan. Yeah, I don't have room for a permanent greenhouse. I'm also gonna I also have one of those small ones that I'm gonna use just for my strawberry plants that I'm putting under a tree right now. So let's see how that does. What else we got here? Look at, I just want to show this off. But seed starting, like once you start seeds, you don't have to buy them again. Look at this. This is corn that I grew. I mean, it's grown from corn seeds, and then I grew it, and I'm just saving these for next year so I can plant them. I'm planning on planting it in my right-of-way. As I was mentioning, I live in an urban area, and that right-of-way, you know, that piece of land between the sidewalk and the street, I'm gonna plant these. I'm gonna plant it full of corn, and it's gonna be a natural barrier. Mr. Oh, cool, you have a few chickens and a few acres, but in the, yeah, I saw that they sell shelves with a plastic curtain all around it that you can use as greenhouses. Okay, that might be interesting. But I already have the plastic, so I think I'm probably just gonna use that. Like, you know, the big sheets of plastic? I bought like a bunch from Home Depot. And last year I finally ended up cutting it because that big sheet of plastic was just very unwieldy. Like I could not carry it around. I was like dragging it, and it was very, very, very long. So I finally cut that up a little. And this year I'm just gonna try it over my cattle panel trellis, but give it a better frame. Very cool. Very cool. Anyway, so that's what I plan on doing. See how that goes. I like to plant flowers as well as vegetables. I am Asian American, so Napa, we also enjoy eating, as well as, you know, yours, cauliflower and broccoli. We also enjoy eating that in our house. And this is gonna be the year that I finally start my onions from seed. So I'm excited about that. Before then, I used to buy onion sets. So this year, looks like 10/15 is when I'm supposed to plant these. I was just reading the seed packet. It says it's called 10/15 because on October 15th, that is the date that you're supposed to plant these. So I'm excited about that. I also got some red onions to grow too. Again, the last 2 years, I've been buying onion sets. This will be the first year I plan to grow them from seed. I'm super excited about this. Super excited. And then, of course, because I'm Asian American, I'm also gonna be growing shallots. I guess in American grocery stores they also sell shallots, but I feel like shallots are especially common in Asian cuisine. Anyway, aside from this, let's see. Mr. O, you're saying, yeah, we had some. I need to use as a grow tunnel or wind tunnel. Okay, yeah. Yeah. So my learning, at least because my construction is not very robust yet, is I should just make my greenhouse smaller. That way it's less susceptible to all the wind, right? The bigger the mass, the more robust it needs to be because it catches the wind a lot easier than a smaller structure would. So I think I'm gonna go for smaller structure this season. And try that. I'm also gonna be, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I think that, you know what? Oh, that was my idea. I was gonna put the cattle panel instead of in an arch and covering it. I was gonna lay it on its side. So it could work like a pen. I could put like one cattle panel like this and another one like this, and then just cover it. I think that's what I plan to do. That way, if I put it in the front yard, it's less obnoxious than if I were to have an archway, 2 archways. Anyway, so just my thoughts. But yep. Cool. Hello, if you guys have any questions or comments, I grow in my front, I guess just a quick intro. I am an urban gardener in the North Texas area. I grow in my front lawn because that's where I get the best sun. I used to grow in my backyard for the last 3 years and it was just so much work just because the sun wasn't there. And I've been growing my front lawn even through winter because like I said, the sun's best there. I've harvested over 250 pounds of food this season so far. That of course includes all the onions, which weigh up really quickly, the squashes that I grew, as well as the pumpkins. So it's over 250 pounds of food this season and still counting. What else? I do also enjoy cooking. So you'll see a little bit of garden stable as well as general cooking as well. And then I also enjoy getting outside, and that also includes things like going snowboarding in the winter. So those, if you're curious, that's my channel. Those are the 3 things it's gonna cover. I know it's kind of related and kind of not. Hopefully it jives for you. If it doesn't, that's cool. Wow, I tried your squash bud trick, but it was too, oh, Mr. Oh, you did? Okay. Oh, my squash bug trick. Yeah, which one? Which one was the squash? Oh, the one where I protected the main stem. I think you're referring to the squash vine borer. Okay, yeah. I'm so sorry. Yeah, okay, so if you squash vine borer, Mr. O is referring to the fact that around the stem, I can use like a mesh to protect the main stem to prevent the squash vine borer from laying eggs. That's a pest of the pumpkin, squash, and zucchini. And then if you do find squash vine borers, you just unalive it by using a stick and poking it in the hole. Yes. Nice, Mr. O. Okay. Yeah. Or you can extract it. They call it surgery as well. One thing I noticed, Mr. O, is even though I stick the stick in, sometimes the squash vine borer will still be alive. So just make sure you get it good, right? Make sure you get it good. Because the squash vine borer can crawl back and forward, right? What if it just keeps going forward and escapes your stick that way? Anyway, very sorry guys, very specific topic here, but my pumpkins wouldn't set female flowers. Any idea? Oh. How is your sun for your pumpkins? Those pumpkins need at least 8+ hours of sun. What is the position of your pumpkins? That's where, again, this is why I grow in my front yard, guys. This is where I get the best sun. I get like 8+ hours of sun and there's no fences. Whereas in my backyard, I do have a fence. So my question would be, how's your sun in that position? And I say that because I have a trellis. You guys might have seen in some of my videos. I have a trellis that has a north side of it. And what I observed is that the vine grows really well, but no pumpkins will set on that north side. And again, I think it's because there's not enough sun. So I will have, it's a cattle panel trellis. So if you can imagine, it's about maybe 5 feet across, right? I'll have pumpkins, and let's pretend this is north, because this is north in my camera, or in where I am right now. So there'll be pumpkins that grow on the east side and the west side, but in this middle section of the north side of the trellis, there's 0 pumpkins that grow. And I think the answer is not enough sun. The pumpkin leaves will grow really big, almost as if they're trying to reach for sunlight, but there's no fruit that actually sat on that side. And again, I think it's because there weren't enough resources. Yeah. It's in a shade of a pecan tree. Oop, there's your answer, Mr. O. I didn't realize how important sun was until I was like gardening in my backyard for 3 years, and I was like, this is a lot of work. And I was trying to vertically garden, but I have 8-foot fences, so that doesn't help. On top of that, my backyard faces north, and it slopes north. So there were a lot of challenges when it came to backyard gardening for me, just because it faced north, and I had tall fences. In general, there's like limited sunlight. Like at best, there's probably 4 to 6 sunlights, even in the best part of the backyard. So my biggest learning is you gotta grow where that sun is. And if that pecan tree is getting in the way, no, don't cut it down. No. I'm sure it's a very glorious pecan, but just plant your pumpkin somewhere else. Yes, yeah. Try a different spot. Yes, yeah, Mr. O. How exciting. It's just so hot. I know. Oh, I know. Yeah, it is very hot. It is very hot. But those pumpkins, like the bigger the vegetable, the bigger the fruit, especially those large watermelons. Again, the only reason I was able to grow them was because I grew them in my front yard in that right-of-way area where my house is not near it. There's no trees near it. There's no anything blocking the sunlight. So all my melons, I think you guys saw earlier in the season, but I had like a 15-pounder, right, that I harvested, yellow watermelon. And that needed all the sun it could get. So in my mind, like the bigger the sun, the bigger fruit, the 8+ hours sun at least. Eggplants, same way. Herbs, where you harvest for the leaves, or leafy vegetables like collard greens and Swiss chard, those can do 4 to 6 hours. But you'll get even better leaves, bigger leaves, if they grow in better sun. Everything needs sun, and if you have the room and space for it, use it. I know some people are in apartments and are trying to grow there, and they're just doing their best using little balconies. And I want to be encouraging, but at the same time, like sun, if you have limited sun, it is really challenging to grow. So yeah, if you've got it, you got to flaunt it. Okay, I'm going to hang out for what time is it? Okay, I'm going to hang out for I'm probably going to wrap it another 5 minutes. You've got too much sun. Oh, so then you should grow all the things that need a lot of sun, like watermelon, pumpkin, and then what do they talk about? In permaculture, they talk about creating canopies, right? Where you've got your trees that come up, and then shrubs that provide some partial shade, and then the ones low on the ground. So if you think of the different levels, maybe you can think about fruit trees that you can plant for canopy in certain areas. It is nice to provide some shade in your garden. Like for me in my front yard, I do have this non-edible tree that's been growing out there, and it is the only tree out there, and you're right. It is an absolute saver when it comes to the Texas heat. And then we've got shrubs you could add. I have a shrub out there that I'm growing, provides a little bit of shade to the nearby plants. So there's that, the canopy, you could try that. Again, for me though, I think I'm always thinking about, I'm gonna shade myself out, and I don't wanna do that. So if you guys are ever thinking about your design and you've got a south-facing lawn where it gets a lot of sun, just think about putting all the tall trees in the back, and then the shrubs kind of in the middle front area, and then the very front, leave that open for all your items that need for your plants that need a lot of sun, like watermelon and pumpkins. Have you ever tried growing blueberries? I have one in my backyard, or in my front yard, yes. They say they need, acidic soil to grow in? I don't think I've mastered it, because my blueberry is the same size as it was 3 months ago. So I haven't figured that out yet. I think it needs a lot of compost, and I haven't fertilized that in a while. I'm just happy it came back though, to be honest, because last year I thought it had died and it wasn't gonna come back. So I'm happy that it's still alive. I haven't tried. No, I haven't. So yes, I have a blueberry plant. No, it's not doing very well. I think I have to put I think this is also because I put it in the ground. But for me, that's less work than putting it in a container, because the container I have to water every day. If I leave it in the ground, it can go about a week without water. So that's why, I don't know, I'll have to figure it out. And I am going to try to cover that section with a greenhouse, because right next to it, I also put a kumquat. Kumquat is that little Asian orange fruit. So I'm going to have to figure out a greenhouse situation to cover that. They are frost hardy. No, they're not frost hardy. I don't know. Blueberries, I don't believe are frost. Oh, okay. So they'll come back after frost, yes. But just so my blueberry will have a jump start, this winter, want to be able to protect it so that come spring, it'll grow even better. That's my plan. So yes, they will come back after a frost, as mine did. But then it has to regrow all over again, and I want to avoid that. I just have one blueberry plant. Oh, I'm disappointed. I had 2 last year, and then the other one just never came back. So, oh no. When I get good, when my blueberry starts growing, I'm gonna start propagating that. Just start propagating more plants from that. How are your blueberries, Mr. O? Have you been growing them? And what is your secret? Have you figured out how to grow them? Seeds here. I'm gonna do a video on this, but while I'm waiting for Mr. O to answer, or if any of you guys have any questions or comments, let me know. There's this pencil here, and then at this capsule here is supposedly seeds. So I'm gonna do a video about what I find. This is one of those gardening marketing items that either my mom or my dad or I picked up at one of those events where they give out free gardening related stuff. So we'll see what's in there and try to sprout that this fall. It almost looks like one of those pills that you would take from the pharmacy. And inside, it looks like sawdust mixed with seeds. We're gonna see what we get. No luck, 3 died. Oh, sorry, Mr. O. Okay. Oh. Boo. I mean, I'm mad about it. I had 2 and then 1 died. I mean, the other one's still alive, but it's literally hanging by a thread though. It's hanging by a thread. I don't even show it in my videos because there's nothing to show. It's literally a twig and a leaf. There's nothing to show. I almost forget that I have a blueberry because of how poorly it's doing. Yeah. That and strawberry. Okay, yeah. Oh, so, yeah, I lost my strawberries too. Because I was trying to move them from the backyard and the front yard. I had 12 this season. And then I moved to the front yard very abruptly without any transplant time to adjust, and they all died. They all died. I think one's hanging by a thread. I take that back. I have 1 strawberry plant that's still alive. But that's okay. My dad gave me some more that I guess he doesn't want to take care of anymore. So I do have some that I'm keeping alive and going to be planting this fall. And again, I plan to use the small mini greenhouse to cover it and keep it alive so that come spring, it can give me strawberries like that. I don't have to wait for it to regrow after frost. Hi, fake cheese. Hi, fake cheese. What do you think about fake plants? How fitting of you, fake cheese, to ask about fake plants. I guess if I needed them for the interior, I would. But you know how stuff is. You gotta constantly dust that stuff. Do I want more stuff to have to dust after? No. I do like fake flowers though. Those look really pretty. Do I have any fake plants in my house? No. All of mine are actually living plants right now. But I do appreciate fake flowers in particular. Those are nice to have around the house. Mr. O, let's say, they're so hard in Texas, but yeah, I'm not very good at the gardening yet. Yeah. Yeah, look, so much growing, yeah. I can't say I'm really good. I mean, there's always new things I'm learning, even as a 4th-year gardener. But it's been really fun, though. propagating is really fun. Like anything where you don't have to buy anything and can and can grow something living from something that's already is just, that's mind blowing to me. I love doing that kind of stuff. Or like doing stuff like taking grocery seeds and planting those. My favorite thing to do too. It's like all an experiment. Fake cheese, usually, like in the sense of not being able to attend to the plants, but slowly adding more. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point. Um, I like that fake cheese. I think for me, I'd rather just not have any fake plants. I'd rather not have any plants. Like the only one I have, oh, that's right. I think you were the one that asked me about. I have a snake plant over there. I'll just bring it over. It's not doing so well. Oh, I'll share real quick. I have so many real plants outside to care for that. Yeah, you're totally right, fake cheese. I struggle to keep my indoor ones alive. Like, look at this. Poor thing. Ooh, there's like spider webs in here. Maybe this is how neglected it is. I need to repot this. Like, look how long it's grown. This is a snake plant, not edible, an ornamental indoor plant. Yeah, yikes. I gotta do something about this. Ugh. And then fake cheese. Look, here are all the seeds I wanted to start. These are seeds that I've collected over the 4 years. Like, look at all this. Ugh. Let's see, I'm putting in beans, broccoli, kale. And, oh, okay, how exciting, Mr. O. Yeah, I started some from seed. I think I did like a hydroponics where I was showing you guys I started some cauliflower and Brussels sprouts that I'm attempting. I've grown none of them. I mean, I have never grown any of them, but I'm excited to potentially grow them this year and have them growing in the greenhouse, this future greenhouse. Like how amazing is that? Apparently there's like a purple cauliflower. I need to make sure I start seeds from that because I think the only one I started seeds for was the white one. Let's see what you're saying. Yes, Mr. O, yes, that's right. Snake plants are a great filter plant, one that gives oxygen, takes in the carbon dioxide and gives you good oxygen. Yep, absolutely. Yeah, Mr. O. Hate Brussels sprouts. Oh, they're like little cabbage to me. You know, I can't say they're my favorite either, but they're better than, I don't know. They're not bad. I don't mind them roasted. But I also think they'll be easier to grow than cabbage though. Maybe. Okay, I'm gonna wrap up soon. I'm gonna actually try to get some gardening stuff done. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me and chatting. I loved talking about greenhouses, about some of the seeds, and future ponds. I'll catch you guys soon. Usually I go on around this time, and it's usually during the weekday, so hope to catch you guys soon. Thank you, Mr. O. You guys take care. Talk to you soon.